What if I told you there are dirt cheap SUVs on the used market today that dealerships quietly hope seniors never discover? Because the moment buyers realize these older machines can actually outlast many brand new SUVs filled with fragile technology, the entire sales strategy falls apart. I've watched retirees walk into showrooms ready to finance something modern and expensive, only to learn that some of the toughest, longest-lasting SUVs ever built are hiding in plain sight for a fraction of the price. Today, we're uncovering 3 incredibly affordable SUVs dealers rarely recommend, not because they're outdated, but because they simply refuse to wear out.
Number 3. Toyota 4Runner, 2003 to 2009. If you ever want to understand why some SUVs refuse to die, talk to a mechanic about the 4th-generation Toyota 4Runner. This is the SUV dealers rarely guide seniors toward, not because it's outdated, but because once someone buys one, they usually disappear from the showroom for the next 15 years. I remember a retired couple who came in looking for a brand new crossover. They wanted something safe, comfortable, and reliable. The dealership showed them modern SUVs packed with giant screens, driver assistance, and monthly payment plans stretching 7 years. But when we talked about how long they planned to keep the vehicle, everything changed. They didn't want technology. They wanted peace of mind. That's where the 2003 to 2009 4Runner quietly wins. This SUV was built during an era when engineers still expected vehicles to survive harsh terrain, towing stress, and hundreds of thousands of miles. Underneath, it rides on a traditional body-on-frame platform, the same construction philosophy used in trucks. That means stronger suspension components, better durability on rough roads, and far less long-term structural fatigue compared to modern unibody crossovers. Most buyers overlook it because it looks simple. No flashy curves, no oversized digital displays. But simplicity is exactly why it lasts. You could choose between the legendary 4.0-liter V6 or the incredibly durable 4.7-liter V8. Both engines are known for crossing 300,000 miles with routine maintenance. Mechanics love working on them because everything is accessible, mechanical, and proven. There are fewer fragile electronics waiting to fail once the warranty ends. For seniors especially, the ownership experience matters more than horsepower numbers. The seating position is high and commanding, visibility is excellent, and the ride feels solid rather than delicate. You're not climbing down into a car, you're stepping into something built to protect you. And here's the part dealers don't advertise. A brand new SUV losing value the moment you drive away can drop $10,000 in just a few years. Meanwhile, a well-maintained 4Runner has already finished most of its depreciation curve. You're buying durability instead of paying for hype. Owners consistently report something unusual. They don't replace these vehicles because they break. They replace them because they simply get bored after a decade or two. Of course, smart buyers still check a few things. Look for rust if the vehicle lived in snowy climates. Make sure maintenance records exist, especially timing belt service on V8 models. Suspension components may need refreshing after many miles, but those repairs are predictable and far cheaper than modern electronic failures. What makes the 4Runner special isn't luxury or speed, it's confidence. You turn the key and it just works. Year after year, road trip after road trip. And once seniors discover an SUV that dependable for a fraction of the price of something new, the dealership's biggest weapon, fear of old vehicles, suddenly disappears. Because sometimes the smartest upgrade isn't newer, it's tougher. Now, if you think this SUV is overlooked, wait until you see number 2.
Number 2. Honda Pilot, 2009 to 2015. Most people don't expect one of the longest-lasting SUVs ever made to look this ordinary. And that's exactly why the 2009 to 2015 Honda Pilot gets ignored. Dealers rarely highlight it to seniors because it quietly solves almost every ownership problem without creating new ones. And that's bad for repeat business. A few months ago, a retired school teacher came looking for a compact luxury SUV. She wanted comfort, easy driving, and reliability, but every option she saw came loaded with complicated technology and expensive repair risks. Parking sensors, turbo engines, electronic gear selectors, features that sound impressive until they start aging. Instead, we looked at something nobody on the sales floor mentioned, the second-generation Honda Pilot. At first glance, it doesn't try to impress anyone. The design is boxy, almost conservative. But that shape wasn't accidental. Honda built this SUV with practicality as the priority. Wide doors, low step-in height, excellent outward visibility, and controls that make sense immediately. For seniors, that simplicity becomes incredibly valuable over time. Under the hood sits Honda's proven 3.5-liter V6 engine, one of the most dependable powertrains the company ever produced. No complicated turbochargers, no overstressed small engines trying to move a heavy vehicle. Just smooth, predictable power designed for longevity. With regular oil changes and timing belt service, these engines routinely exceed 250,000 miles. And here's something many buyers overlook: comfort fatigue. Modern crossovers often chase sporty handling, which means stiffer suspensions and low-profile tires. The Pilot does the opposite. It rides soft, stable, and relaxed, exactly what long-distance driving should feel like. Many senior owners say it's one of the least tiring SUVs they've ever driven. Inside, the Pilot feels refreshingly honest. Physical buttons instead of buried touchscreen menus, large gauges that are easy to read, climate controls you can adjust without taking your eyes off the road. These details might sound small, but they dramatically reduce daily stress behind the wheel. Dealers often steer buyers toward newer models because newer vehicles create dependency, software updates, expensive sensors, and high repair costs once warranties expire. The 2009 to 2015 Pilot comes from a transitional era where safety technology existed, but mechanical reliability still dominated the design philosophy. Financially, it makes even more sense. Depreciation has already done its damage. Instead of paying premium prices for modern styling trends, you're buying proven engineering at a fraction of the cost. Insurance is usually lower, maintenance is predictable, and parts availability is excellent almost everywhere. Smart buyers do check common items, verify timing belt replacement history, inspect suspension wear, and ensure transmission servicing was done regularly. These aren't red flags, they're simply normal aging maintenance for a vehicle built to go the distance. What makes the Honda Pilot special isn't excitement, it's consistency. It starts every morning, it carries family comfortably, it handles bad weather calmly, and it keeps doing those things long after trendier SUVs begin developing expensive problems. For many seniors, that reliability feels less like owning a vehicle and more like removing a worry from daily life. But if you think this SUV represents smart buying, the next one changes the conversation completely. Because number one isn't just reliable, it's almost unfairly durable. Number 1. Lexus GX470, 2003 to 2009. If there's one SUV dealers truly hope seniors never discover, it's the Lexus GX470. Because once someone understands what this vehicle really is, buying a brand new SUV suddenly feels unnecessary. I once met a retired engineer who walked into a dealership ready to finance a luxury crossover costing nearly $50,000. He wanted comfort, safety, and something he wouldn't have to replace again. After listening to his needs, I asked one simple question. Do you want something new, or something built to last longer than new? That conversation led him straight to the 2003 to 2009 Lexus GX470, an SUV most buyers completely overlook. On the surface, it looks like an older luxury vehicle, but underneath, the GX470 is essentially a luxury version of one of the toughest off-road platforms ever engineered. Built on a body-on-frame chassis shared with globally proven Toyota trucks, this SUV wasn't designed for short ownership cycles. It was built for durability in extreme conditions: deserts, mountains, and rough terrain across the world. And that engineering philosophy changes everything. Under the hood sits the legendary 4.7-liter V8 engine, widely respected by mechanics for its longevity. These engines regularly cross 300,000 miles when properly maintained. No small, turbocharged motors working overtime. No complicated hybrid systems aging out of warranty. Just smooth, naturally aspirated power designed to run quietly for decades. For seniors, the real magic isn't off-road capability. It's comfort and confidence. The seating position is high, entry and exit are easy, and visibility feels commanding without being intimidating. The suspension absorbs rough roads effortlessly, creating a calm, almost stress-free driving experience. Step inside, and you notice something modern luxury SUVs often forget: durability paired with real craftsmanship. Thick leather seats, solid switchgear, and materials that age gracefully instead of wearing out quickly. Even after years of use, many GX interiors still feel remarkably intact. Dealers rarely highlight vehicles like this because they disrupt the upgrade cycle. A buyer who chooses a GX 470 may not need another SUV for 15 or 20 years. There's less dependence on software updates, fewer fragile electronic systems, and maintenance costs that remain predictable compared to modern luxury vehicles loaded with complex sensors. Financially, the difference is dramatic. Instead of absorbing massive depreciation from a new luxury SUV, you're purchasing a vehicle that has already stabilized in value. Many owners even report resale prices staying surprisingly strong because demand for durable, proven SUVs keeps growing. Of course, smart ownership matters. Check service records carefully, especially timing belt replacement intervals. Inspect suspension components and ensure proper maintenance history. But these are normal responsibilities, not warning signs. What makes the Lexus GX 470 number one isn't just reliability, it's peace of mind. You're driving something engineered during a time when longevity was the primary goal, not monthly subscriptions or constant upgrades. And once seniors realize they can own genuine luxury, legendary durability, and long-term reliability for the price of an economy car, the entire new car sales strategy starts to fall apart. Because sometimes, the best SUV on the market isn't the newest one. It's the one already proven to outlast them all.
Before we get into it, if you enjoy honest car advice that can save you thousands of dollars, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next hidden vehicle gem dealers hope you never find.